Welcome to my channel, Super Rare Coins. Today is best, top 4 coins. Please don't skip this video, so let's get it started. The 1980p United States 1 dime is a part of the Roosevelt dime series, which has been in continuous production since 1946, created to honor Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. The 1980p dime, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, holds a special place in U.S. numismatic history, as 1980 was the first year the Philadelphia Mint used the P mint mark on this denomination. Before 1980, dimes minted in Philadelphia had no mint mark at all, so this coin represents a key modern transition in the way U.S. coins were identified and traced by collectors and historians alike. The obverse front of the coin features a left-facing profile of President Roosevelt, designed by John R. Sinnock, the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint at the time of the coin's original creation. The design was chosen not only for Roosevelt's historical leadership during the Great Depression and World War II, but also for his founding of the March of Dimes, an organization that initially sought to defeat polio, a disease that Roosevelt himself suffered from. His legacy as a fighter for both the economy and public health made him a fitting figure to appear on the 10-cent piece, and the coin has remained virtually unchanged for decades. On the obverse, the portrait of Roosevelt is accompanied by the Liberty on the left, In God We Trust beneath the chin, the year 1980 at the lower right, and the new P mint mark just above the year. The designer's initials, J.S. John Sinnock, are located at the base of the neck. The reverse back of the coin is a symmetrical and symbolic design, also created by Sinnock, featuring a torch in the center to symbolize liberty, flanked by an olive branch on the left to symbolize peace, and an oak branch on the right to represent strength and independence. These elements are unified by the national motto, E pluribus unum, Latin for out of many, one, placed across the bottom center, with United States of America along the top and 1 dime at the bottom to indicate its face value. This elegant, compact design is a hallmark of mid-20th century American coinage, blending clarity of message with aesthetic restraint. The 1980p dime is a clad coin. Part of the composition changes made after the Coinage Act of 1965. It consists of an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core, giving the coin a silvery appearance while being durable and corrosion resistant. It has a diameter of 17.91 millimeters, a thickness of 1.35 millimeters, and weighs 2.268 grams. Its reeded edge, featuring 118 grooves, serves as both a decorative and anti-counterfeiting measure. Historically used to prevent clipping where shavings would be removed from precious metal coins, the 1980p dime was produced in massive numbers, with a mintage of approximately 735,090,000 coins, making it very common in circulation. However, its importance to collectors comes from the historic first use of the Philadelphia P mint mark on a dime, which adds interest to otherwise low-value circulated coins. In terms of collector value, the 1980p Roosevelt dime generally holds only face value, 10 cents in circulated condition due to its high mint. However, coins in mint state MS65 or better condition, particularly those with sharp detail and clean surfaces, can command higher prices, ranging from $1 to $5. Coins certified by grading services such as PCGs or NGC with a full bands FB designation, indicating the bands on the torch are sharply and fully struck, can be worth $10 to $50 or more, especially in MS66 or MS67 grades. Error coins from 1980, including off-center strikes, die cracks, doubled dies, or clipped planchettes, are of special interest to error coin collectors and can be valued significantly higher depending on rarity and condition. Historically, the early 1980s in America were marked by economic challenges, including high inflation, energy crises, and shifts in monetary policy under the Carter and Reagan administrations. Despite these difficulties, the U.S. Mint remained committed to consistent and affordable coin production. The use of the P mint mark on dimes in 1980 was part of broader efforts by the U.S. Mint to increase transparency and consistency across coinage from different facilities. This mint mark allowed collectors and users to distinguish between coins from Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, fostering a more engaged numismatic community. Today, the 1980p dime may not stand out as a rare coin, but it marks a turning point in modern U.S. coin minting practice, making it a small but historically meaningful piece in the hands of everyday Americans and coin collectors alike. Quick facts summary: attribute detail name Roosevelt dime year 1980 mint Philadelphia P first time on a dime obverse Franklin D. Roosevelt by John R. Sinnock reverse torch Liberty olive piece oak strength composition Copernical clad over copper core weight 2.268 grams diameter 1791 image reeded 118 reads mintage 738 million face value 10 cents MSFB value range $1 $50 plus graded full bands error coin value varies by type, sometimes much higher. Next, the 1988p Roosevelt dime, struck at the Philadelphia Mint. is a small but significant piece of American coinage history. It belongs to the Roosevelt dime series, which began in 1946 to honor President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, who had passed away in 1945. The dime was chosen to bear his image, not only for his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II, but also because of his pivotal role in founding the March of Dimes, a national foundation originally established to fight polio. Roosevelt himself having suffered from the disease, his commitment to public health and the welfare of the American people made him an ideal figure for this denomination. And the coin has featured his portrait for nearly 8 decades. The obverse front of the 1988 P-dime features a left-facing bust of President Roosevelt, designed by John R. Senack, chief engraver of the U.S. Mint in the 1940s. Surrounding the portrait are the Liberty on the left side, In God We Trust beneath the chin, and the year of issue, 1988, on the lower right. Just above the year is the P mint mark, identifying it as minted in Philadelphia, which had only begun using the P on dimes in 1980. At the base of Roosevelt's neckline are the small initials JS, representing the designer's name. The reverse back of the coin continues the design introduced in 1946, featuring a symbolic trio, a torch in the center representing liberty, flanked by an olive branch piece on the left and an oak branch strength on the right. The reverse also bears the United States of America around the top edge, e pluribus unum, out of many, one horizontally across the center, and one dime at the bottom, identifying the denomination. This timeless reverse design blends simplicity and meaning, reflecting America's enduring values. The 1988 P dime is composed of copper-nickel clad, a sandwich of 75% copper and 25% nickel outer layers, bonded to a pure copper core. This composition replaced the original 90% silver alloy in 1965 due to rising silver prices. The coin weighs 2.268 grams, has a diameter of 17.91 millimeters, a thickness of 1.35 millimeters, and features a reeded edge with 118 fine grooves, which historically helped deter coin shaving and provide tactile authenticity. In terms of mintage, the Philadelphia Mint produced over 1.2 billion, 1,220 million plus 1988 P Roosevelt dimes, making it one of the most common coins of the year. Because of this high mintage, most 1988 P dimes found in circulation today are only worth face value 10 cents. However, coins that have been preserved in uncirculated mint state condition, especially those graded MS65 or higher, can hold added value for collectors. Examples with the full band's FB designation, where the horizontal lines on the torch are completely visible and separated, are especially sought after. A certified 1988 P dime with full bands in MS67 or MS68 condition can sell for $25 to $100 or more, depending on quality and demand. Additionally, error coins from 1988 have also entered the collector market. Notable errors may include off-center strikes, doubled dies, broad strikes, and clipped planchettes. These errors are rare but can sell for anywhere from $10 to several $100s, depending on their uniqueness and condition. Historically, the year 1988 in the U.S. was marked by political transition as President Ronald Reagan was completing his final term in office. It was a period of economic stability and technological development, with America preparing to enter a new post-Cold War era. Despite advances in digital technology, physical currency like the dime remained an essential part of daily commerce, used in everything from payphones to vending machines and toll booths. In this context, the Roosevelt dime symbolized not only monetary value but also continuity, a link between past leadership and the daily lives of millions of Americans. Though it is easy to overlook such a small coin, the 1988 P Roosevelt dime is rich in history, symbolism, and utility. It continues to serve as a pocket-sized tribute to a president who transformed American society through compassion, vision, and resilience. For numismatists and casual collectors alike, the dime represents the enduring legacy of American values: liberty, peace, and strength, all compacted into a tiny yet mighty 17.91 millimeter circle. Feature details: coin name, Roosevelt dime, year 1988, mint mark P, Philadelphia, mint designer John R. Senack, composition copper nickel clad Cu Ni over copper, weight 2.268 grams, diameter 17.91 millimeters, edge reeded 118 reeds, mintage over 1.2 billion, face value 10 cents, value Ms. 65 plus 25 cents, $3 plus full bands, MS67 plus $25, $100 plus, error coin value $10, $300 based on rarity. Next, the 2003 P1 dime coin, issued by the United States Mint, is part of the long-running Roosevelt dime series, which has been in circulation since 1946. The P mint mark stands for the Philadelphia Mint, one of the oldest and most historically significant minting institutions in the United States. Operating since 1792, the 2003 P dime is struck in honor of Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, who served from 1933 until his death in 1945. The Roosevelt dime series was introduced just 1 year after his passing, as a tribute not only to his presidential leadership during the Great Depression and World War II but also to his personal battle with polio and his founding of the March of Dimes, an organization created to support polio research and fight infant paralysis. His image has graced the dime for nearly 80 years, making it one of the longest-running designs in U.S. coinage history. The obverse front of the 2003 P dime features a left-facing portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, designed by John R. chief engraver of the U.S. Mint in the 1940s. The portrait shows Roosevelt with strong facial features, meant to convey his determination, resilience, and leadership. Around the portrait are the liberty along the left edge, "In God We Trust" beneath the chin, 2003, the year of mintage, and the mint mark P, which identifies it as being struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Just below Roosevelt's neckline are the initials JS for John Sinnock, the designer. The reverse back of the coin is also designed by Sinnock and contains highly symbolic elements. A torch in the center symbolizes liberty. An olive branch on the left represents peace. An oak branch on the right signifies strength and independence. These elements reflect core American values and ideals, which Roosevelt championed during his presidency. Surrounding the central design are the United States of America across the top. E pluribus, unum Latin for out of many. 1. Appearing between the branches, and 1 dime the denomination. Along the bottom, the 2003 P Roosevelt dime is struck from a clad composition consisting of an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel over a solid copper core. This metal structure replaced the 90% silver composition used in dimes prior to 1965, when rising silver prices made such coins unacceptable for circulation. The coin has a diameter of 17.91 millimeters, a weight of 2.268 grams, and a reeded edge with 118 tiny grooves, which serve both as a security feature and a traditional design element. In terms of mintage, the Philadelphia Mint produced a total of approximately 1,125,500,000 1.125 billion Roosevelt dimes in 2003, making the 2003P a common coin widely available in circulation. As such, most examples found in pocket change are only worth their face value of 10 cents. However, coins in uncirculated or high mint state MS65 to MS68 condition are sought after by collectors and may fetch 25 cents to $2 or more, especially those with pristine surfaces and no contact marks. Collectors especially look for dimes with full bands FB designations on the torch, meaning that the horizontal lines across the torch are fully struck and separated. FB examples are more desirable, particularly if certified by professional grading services like PCGs or NGC, and can be worth $10 to $50 plus, depending on condition. The 2003P dime circulated during a period of post-9/11's recovery in the United States, economically and politically. The country was entering the second term of President George W. Bush, and despite technological advancements and the rise of digital payments, physical coinage like the dime remained a staple of daily commerce. Dimes' small size and lightweight design made it especially popular in vending machines, public transportation, and everyday cash transactions. At the same time, the U.S. Mint continued to produce special proof coins for collectors from the San Francisco Mint marked S, which had higher aesthetic and investment value. The Roosevelt dime design has remained unchanged since 1946, reflecting its national significance and public acceptance. The 2003 P coin is a part of that enduring legacy. Though not rare, it is a valuable piece of American numismatic heritage that connects present-day Americans to a pivotal figure in 20th century history. For collectors, finding a well-struck, full-bands 2003 P dime in mint condition is both a challenge and a delight. For the general public, the dime is a familiar, utilitarian coin that holds symbolic weight as a tribute to a leader who guided the nation through some of its darkest hours. Name: Roosevelt dime, year 2003. Mint, Philadelphia P designer John R. Sinnock. Obverse: Franklin D. Roosevelt. Reverse torch, liberty. Olive branch, peace. Oak branch, strength. Composition: copper nickel clad. Mintage: 1.125 billion. Face value 10 cents USD. Collector value MS plus 25 cents to $2 up to $50 plus for full bands, graded. The 2014 P United States 1 dime, commonly known as the Roosevelt dime, is a modern American 10-cent coin minted by the Philadelphia Mint, as indicated by the P Mint mark. This coin is part of a long-standing series that began in 1946, designed to honor Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, who led the country through the Great Depression and World War II and was revered for his resilience, intellect, and leadership. Perhaps more personally, Roosevelt also suffered from polio, and his commitment to finding a cure inspired the creation of the March of Dimes, a national movement to combat the disease. As a tribute, after his death in 1945, the U.S. Mint replaced the Mercury dime with the Roosevelt dime. The obverse front of the 2014 P dime features a left-facing bust of Franklin D. Roosevelt, designed by John R. Sinnock, chief engraver of the U.S. Mint at the time. Surrounding the bust are the Liberty to the left, In God We Trust below the chin, and the year 2014 to the right of the neckline, along with the P mint mark, which first appeared on dimes in 1980. The designer's initials JS appear at the base of the neck, often overlooked but representing Sinnock's legacy. The reverse back of the coin contains powerful symbolic imagery, a torch in the center representing liberty, flanked by an olive branch on the left symbolizing peace, and an oak branch on the right for strength and independence. These three symbols, liberty, peace, and strength, define key American ideals. Above the image are the words United States of America, and below it reads 1 dime, identifying its denomination. The phrase e pluribus unum, Latin for out of many, one, lies horizontally across the base of the torch, reflecting unity and diversity. The dime is minted from a copper-nickel-clad composition, consisting of outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core, a standard alloy since 1965 that replaced the earlier 90% silver content. It weighs 2.268 grams, has a diameter of 17.91 millimeters, and features a redded edge with 118 fine grooves, both for decoration and anti-counterfeiting purposes. In 2014, the Philadelphia Mint produced approximately 1.1 billion dimes, making this a common circulation coin with little numismatic value in worn condition. Most circulated 2014 P dimes are worth only their face value of 10 cents, but uncirculated or mint-state examples grades MS65 and above can command 25 cents to $2, while special designations such as full bands FB, where the horizontal lines on the torch are fully visible and distinct, can increase collector value significantly, sometimes exceeding $50 or more in top condition. Additionally, error coins from this year, including off-center strikes, die cracks, and double dies, can sell for $20 to several $100s depending on the rarity and appeal to collectors. In the broader historical context, the 2014 P dime was minted during a time of relative stability in the United States, with increasing digital transactions. Yet coinage still played a vital role in everyday commerce, especially in vending machines, transportation, and retail. Even as the world began transitioning to cashless systems, the dime endured as a pocket-sized reminder of Roosevelt's legacy and America's commitment to progress, equality, and resilience. Although this dime is small in size, it carries a powerful story and symbolism, making it not only a monetary unit but also a lasting tribute to one of America's most influential presidents. Its design has stood the test of time, unaltered, for more than 75 years, reflecting the continued respect for Roosevelt's impact and the enduring values he represented. Today, a 2014 P dime may pass unnoticed through countless hands, yet it silently carries the weight of history, character, and national identity, an iconic piece of American coinage that continues to serve with quiet dignity. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe my channel for more videos.